coming hot out the gate today, friends. We got ground beef, 2 kinds of cheese, and 2 beautiful vegetables. Let's get after it. First, we're going to start with 2 white onions and 2 red peppers. Movie magic, boom. Chop them up. Perfect. Set those aside while we get ready for our beef. We're going to get our disposable carrying tray because we don't want to take our good Tupperware, blast it with some of that anti-stick spray, and get ready to crumble up 2 pounds of ground beef into the bottom of this here container. Now, we're going to be cooking in this today. Same thing we're going to be carrying with us. You can use a leaner cut or you can use a little bit fattier cut. 85% is great, honestly. I think it's wonderful because the more fat equals the more flavor. Make sure you push them all the way to the corners and the sides and get that really good coverage all along the bottom. Now we're going to bring back those chopped vegetables and add those right here to the top. Get a real good spread as best as you can just to make sure that every bite gets every component and ingredient into it as easy as we can. We're going to get that white onion, that red pepper. Some folks like a green pepper, like a bell pepper more. I am not that person. I do not like green peppers, so we use red pepper a lot more here. I love yellow and orange. Those are so good. But I think a green pepper just adds too much flavor sometimes to a dish, and it just gets too pepper heavy. You can't taste all the other good stuff in it. So right here today, we're going to be using this red pepper because I love it. And it's also real pretty. Look how beautiful that is. So we're going to set that aside for just a hot second while we get some mushroom going. We're going to get about 6 to 8 medium-sized mushrooms. And again, a little movie magic. Chop those up real nice and fine. Boom. Add those to the same pot. We're going to go ahead and preheat the oven to 400 degrees because what I'm going to be adding next needs just a little bit of a preliminary preparation before we get it going full steam ahead. Spread out those beautiful chopped mushrooms. Make sure you get a real good spread on those. And this is that ingredient I was telling you about. This is just an 8-ounce block of cream cheese. Now, it's already kind of warm and soft to room temperature, but I'm going to need to be just a little bit warmer before we get going. We're going to add a little bit of this beer rub. This is the stuff that I tell you about. You've seen it in so many of my other videos. It is so good. You can get it on Amazon, and it gives a lot of flavor without hardly any heat at all. Really enjoy it a lot. We're going to put that in the oven for about 10 minutes until our cream cheese gets super nice and soft. See how beautiful that is? And we've already started to cook our ground beef just a little bit. So we got a little bit of brown on that, got real soft with our brick cream cheese. We're going to give it a real good stir. Now then, next, we got a whole lot of mozzarella cheese because we are never stingy with our dairy here on James Big. Whether it's mozzarella cheese or butter or yogurt or any of that stuff, we want to make sure we just absolutely go crazy with it. Be generous. Next up is a little bit dash of garlic powder. Again, we do the powder, not the salt, to make sure we keep our sodium levels well in check. Next is some ground cumin. Love the flavor of it. Be real careful with this, okay? If you get a little crazy with it, it might be just a little bit overpowering. But a dash, that'll do you. Next up, we're going to get a little bit of ground black pepper. Put some of that in there, real easy with it. Little smoked paprika. So we got both the fresh red pepper and the dried and powdered red pepper with this paprika. And then we're going to give it another real good stir. Going to make sure that all of those ingredients get really well mixed in this pan, okay? Now, this is the best part. It is so important that you get a real good blend of this. Fold those ingredients to make sure that all of it gets really well stirred, because we're going to put this back in the oven for about 40 minutes just to make sure that all that ground beef gets super well done. We like our steak medium rare, not our ground beef. Now then, for the piece de resistance, we are going to cover the top of this with provolone cheese. If y'all haven't ever tried provolone, please do. It's a stretchy cheese, and it is so good. And we're going to cover the entire top of that with our cheese. Now, while that's baking, we're going to be making some amazing mashed potatoes. We've got about 4 mashed potatoes. They have been peeled and sliced and put into the bowl. And now they've been boiled, and now we've got just a little bit of milk and a whole lot of mozzarella cheese in there. We're going to add half a stick of butter as well. Just toss that in. Now, this can be right out of the fridge if you want to, because those potatoes are still so hot. It's going to absolutely take care of melting that. A little bit of onion powder, a little bit of garlic powder. Make sure these are so flavorful that you don't know which one you want more of. The casserole in the oven or the potato on the side. Gonna add some chives to it as well. All these things are just kind of like however your heart hits you, all right? A little bit of Greek yogurt. If you prefer sour cream, that's absolutely fine. A couple of tablespoons are wonderful. Friends, if you have never tried blue cheese dressing in your mashed potatoes, you do not know what you're missing. A little bit of mustard too. I know, right? Yeah, please trust the process. And again, any of these things that you see going in here that you just don't want, fine, leave it out or add more. A little grind of fresh pepper, a little grind of fresh salt. Beautiful. And all we're going to do now is add some more bacon bits. Oh my God, y'all. It's like a loaded potato, except we're going to mash them all. Get out your handy mixer, take care of this. Make sure all your potatoes are going to be real soft because we boil them quite a while. And then whenever you add all this cheese and sauce and the bacon and the spices, y'all, it is going to be absolutely incredible. And just a little time under the hand mixer, and these things are fluffy, and they are creamy, and they are absolutely gorgeous. We're ready for our ground beef now, friends. Put down your trivet or trowel and get ready for some amazing. Here we go. Oh my goodness, I wish you'd look at that cheesy, beefy deliciousness. You're gonna ladle out a little bit of this, and you're going to put some of those incredible mashed potatoes on the side, and you are going to be ready for a dinner that everybody is going to be hollering about. Oh my goodness. See how that cheese just stretches? It's almost like pizza in a pan. Good night. And here come those incredible mashed potatoes. I'm telling you, friends, if you've never tried that blue cheese dressing in there, please, please, please run. Do not walk to add those to your next batch of mashed potatoes. Oh my goodness, this is a meal fit for a king. A little Parmesan cheese on top, never hurt nobody. A few more chives on there just to make sure that we got plenty of spicing. And dig in, friends. It's just that easy. It is so good, and I can't wait. Not to mention the fact, leftovers store like a dream. Eat up, y'all. Yes, please.